Hello everyone. In this video, I am going to explain a Leetcode problem. Problem number is 287 and the problem is find the duplicate number. Let's start solving the problem. First, read the problem statement. Given an array of integers nums containing n plus 1 integers where each integer is in the range of 1, n inclusive. There is only one repeated number in nums. Return this repeated number. By analyzing that statement which they given, uh, they are saying that they are giving a list. In that list there is only one number repeated more than one time. uh, that number we need to return to that main function. For that problem they given some of the examples. In these examples, um, let's analyze these examples. By seeing that first example, they are given a list containing n elements, n equal to 5. In that 5 elements, the element 2 is repeated 2 times. That way, they return that 2 as the output. In this example 2 also, the element 3 is repeated more than one time. They return that 3 as the output. In this test case also, 3 is more than one time. That's why they return 3 as the output. For this problem, I'm going to explain you different approaches. Let see that different approaches. This is the problem. Find a duplicate number. I taken this list as the example. I stored this list in a variable L. Uh, I'm going to explain you a method using a count function. Before going to use that count function, I will explain you about that count function. Count function is related to that list. It is used to count an element, how many times it is repeated in a list. Using that count function, we can know, we can get that element detail. That means how many times it is repeated in that list. Let's see that syntax of this count function. Uh, to use the count function, we need to write the list name dot count open parenthesis. Inside that open parenthesis, we need to write that element what we want to search. For example, I take an I as the searching element. Uh, For this list, I changed this syntax useful to our code. L list name L I taken here. Dot count function. Inside that count, I taken I as a search element. Let's start writing the program. In this approach, I said that we need to count that an element, how many times it is repeated in that list. That thing. For that thing, we need to travel in that list throughout the end. Uh, when we want to iterate throughout the list, we need to use some of the loops like for loop, while loop, etc. I used the for loop to iterate over the list. This is the second form of for loop I used here for I in L. L means this list. In this for loop, I written a conditions. I written a condition if L dot count of I greater than 1, return that element. I written this condition. Whenever this condition is true, the cursor will goes to this statement and return this that element to this main function. Then the program will execute it and the program will stop it there. Let's explain this logic practically. L equal to 1 comma 3 comma 4 comma 2 comma 2. I written like this. First the I value starts from I. The I value starts from 1. The count of 1 in this list is 1. That's why moves to the next element, and the next element is 3, and the count of 3 is also 1. Then this condition will not executed. Then it goes to that next element, and the next element is 4. The 4 count also 1. Then it moves to the next element. The next element is 2. In the that next element also, that next element count is not equal to 1, because the element is repeated more than one time. That's why this condition going to true. Then it returns the 2 to that main function. It is the output. Let run the check this code. We need to use a for loop for I in nums. They given the list name as nums. They clearly mention that, and we need to return that an integer which are present in that list. Inside the for loop, we return a condition. Let's write here. Let write this here. If nums dot count of I greater than 1, return I. Let's run this code. See that it executed successfully, and submit this code. These are some small test cases. That's why it executed. We can't say that for all test cases it passes or not. See that it was not executed properly, but it is not wrong. For that 59 test cases, we passed the 53 test cases, but from 54 test cases, we didn't pass it because of time limit exceeded. It's an error. The logic is right, but for the long number of inputs, we are not getting a proper output. See that it is a very large input. That's why this logic will not sufficient for this uh, f- finding the duplicate number. Let move to the next approach. By that we can get that duplicate number properly. In this method 2, I'm going to use a set data type. Before going to use that set data type, we need to know the about that set. Set is a data type. It also stores like a list. Uh, it stores the elements into the. It stores the element in a sorted order. It is represented by flower braces. And the main thing is it can't stores the duplicated elements. Okay. This is briefly about the set data type. Let use that set data type. I initialize it that S is a variable, and taken set as for that. Let iterate over the loop, and one by one add to that set. For I in L. For I in L, that means I am iterating over the list. When iterating over the list, if the element is not in set, I'm going to add. If the element is in list, we are returning that element. See that this is the condition. If I in yes, we are returning that element. If not, yes dot add of I. Yes dot add function. It is related to that set function. Whenever we want to add elements to that set, we are going to use that add function. Using that add function, we can add elements into that set. Uh, by this, we can get that output. Uh, let explain you practically. Whenever we start that for loop, it has started from this zeroth index. It is the second form of for loop. That's why we can't talk more about that index. It starts from that one. Is one in this? Yes, initially. Is 1 in this? Yes, no. Then add into that, yes. Then it moves to the next element. Is 3 in? Yes, no. Then add and move to the next element. 4 is also not in the yes. Then add and move to the next. 2 is also not in the list. Then add to the set. And the next element also 2, but 2 is in the set. That's why whenever this condition true, if I means I is 2, if 2 in yes, yes, 2 is in yes, that's why this condition is satisfied, then we are returning this I, and the output is 2. Let's follow this approach. Let try this code. I taken this set data type, initialize it to a variable s equal to set of. Using this function, we are declaring that it is a set data type. We are going to store elements in a set. We are writing a for loop for I in nums. If I in yes, return I. Else s dot add of I. Let's run this code. See this, it executed properly and submit this code. See that it passed all the 59 test cases, and by this approach we can find out that duplicate number. And if you have any doubts, please comment. Thank you for all for watching this video.